Welcome to our September 22nd, 2025 meeting of the City of Tuscaloosa Zoning Board of Adjustments. Any written comments sent to staff were forwarded to the board directly. Now, at this time, I'd like to introduce the staff and our members. Chad Hobbs, Senior Associate City Attorney. Hudson Cheshire, Associate City Attorney. Leota Cohen, Principal Planner. Lim O'Leary, Planner. Kevin Jones, helping with video production. I ask that each board member introduce themselves, starting on my left.
Mary Catherine Holt.
Marty Hamner.
Michelle Coley, Chair.
Paul Rollins Jr.
Austin Merriweather.
Now, by virtue of state law and city ordinances, the purpose of the Zoning Board of Adjustments is as follows. Hear appeals from zoning officer decisions, grant special exceptions to the zoning code in accordance with the terms as established by the City Council, grant variances from the zoning code when strict enforcement creates unnecessary hardship. Circumstances that are not hardship include those that are self-inflicted or self-created, inconvenient, and are personal. Now, the Zoning Board of Adjustments does not interpret or enforce subdivision covenants or HOA rules. Those matters are not relevant areas of inquiry by the board on any petition. Now, there were sign-up sheets located outside for the public comment. 4 speakers are allowed to speak in favor of a petition, and 4 speakers are allowed to speak in opposition of a petition. Now, all speakers will have a maximum of 5 minutes unless the board votes to allow a longer time. Now, the board will take up items in the order of our final agenda. The board initially received a presentation from the staff as to the details of the agenda item. Now, after the staff's presentation, I will call upon the petitioner to present their case. The petitioner will have a maximum of 10 minutes unless the board votes to allow a longer time. Now, at the conclusion of the petitioner's remarks, I will call on any party in order of sign-up who desires to support the petition. Thereafter, I will call on any party in order of sign-up who opposes the petition. Now, when it's your turn for comment, please introduce yourself, stating your name and address to the board. To provide your remarks, and any written comments have been included into our record. Now, after receiving the remarks of those who oppose the petition, the petitioner will have an opportunity to respond to those objections. Any rebuttal will be limited to 2 minutes unless the board votes to allow a longer time. Now, if the petitioner presents any new information in response to the objections, the board will allow those who oppose the petition the opportunity to respond to the new information only. Any response will be limited to 2 minutes unless the board votes to allow a longer time. Now, during the course of this presentation, you may be interrupted by any member of the board for clarification or additional information. Such interruptions will not reduce your allotted time. Now, once the board members are satisfied that they have received all relevant information, I will close further discussion by the public, at which time the board members will discuss the matter and then vote. Now, after the vote, you are free to leave. Now, these proceedings are video recorded and broadcast live. All in-person public comments should be made at the podium into the microphone. Any party aggrieved by any final judgment or decision of such Zoning Board of Adjustments may within 15 days thereafter appeal therefrom to the Circuit Court by filing with such board a written notice of appeal specifying the judgment or decision from which the appeal is taken. Now, do any members of the board have any conflicts of interest as to any agenda matters? If so, please state the same for the record. No. Okay. I would like to ask the staff to confirm on the record that proper notice has been given to all parties in interest as required by law as all matters before the board tonight.
Yes, it has.
Okay. And so at this time, I guess we're ready to get started, but I need to iterate that it is 5 people voting, and that it's not a simple majority. It has to be the 4 of us have to approve it. Okay, so tonight we got 5, or will it be 3 that has to approve tonight? 4. It will have to be the 4. So just because 3 of us approve it, it has to be 4 for it to go across. Okay. All right, Lynn, we're ready. Oh, you're ready.
Good afternoon, Board. Starting with our first case tonight, ZBA 7325,
Wade Lowry petitions for a variance from the neighborhood compatibility standards to construct a self-storage facility on the property located at 4500 Jug Factory Road, zoned HC, Council District 7. Here we have an aerial view of that property, a closer aerial view. Here we have a view of that property standing from the road, and a view of the property standing at the front of the property. The request includes a variance from the neighborhood compatibility standards to construct a 4-story tall self-storage facility. The proposed 4-story building is required to be at least 126 feet from the property line adjacent to the residential district located to the south. The proposed building is approximately 60 feet from that property line. The petitioner states that topography is their hardship. So here we have a site plan of their proposed building. You can see along this property line here, there is a residential lot abutting that one, and you can see there's some pretty significant topography. The applicant did provide 2 elevation drawings. The first one that you see shows their proposed structure relative to that existing house, and then they did also provide an elevation of the existing hotel on the adjacent lot, showing that it is 4 feet taller than what their proposed building will be. And here is our applicable regulations for the neighborhood compatibility standards. As you can see in Section A, if they're within 75 feet of a single-family lot, they would be limited to 2 stories. We did not receive any public comment about this, and we do have the applicant here in person. Do you have any questions for staff?
Do we know if the hotel had to get a variance?
Ms. Corn? We'll check on that.
Okay, just let us know. on
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Lowry?
Board, there was no variance for the hotel.
Hi, Robert Piper, Brookwood Properties, 10202 Jefferson Highway, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm the developer on the project. Wade is the civil engineer. So I'll certainly allow him to speak and answer anything that I may miss. I think we did a pretty good job explaining why we're here. The only context I would add is the property builds into a slope on the back. So we've pushed our building as far up to the front as we possibly can in order to protect the structural nature of the hill. So everything will be in front, meaning emergency detention, emergency fire access, all sorts of, and parking for the tenants. And also along the rear of the property, based on the pictures, there's a rather substantial tree line there already. We can maintain that tree line. We don't need to impact those trees at all. So the natural buffer stays as it is. A couple things about the project itself, or building itself. It's a modern storage facility in the sense that there's no manager who will be living on site, so there will not be someone there after 6 p.m. The facility will have access controls so that no one can access it after, I think it's 9 p.m. is the cutoff. So we don't anticipate anyone coming and going late. There's very little lighting that would impact it and very little noise that impact it as well. Yes, sir. It's an entirely enclosed facility.
Any other questions?
So is the only thing that we're looking at just the height of the building, not the setback or anything?
That's correct.
Okay. No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
We don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak for or against this petition? At this time, we'll close public comment and go to board comment. Mary Catherine?
So given the topography challenges as well as the natural buffer, the tree line, I am okay with the 4-story building. It's especially since it looks like in the section here that the hotel is actually taller than what the storage building is going to be. And so under other circumstances, I probably would not be in favor of a 4-story building backing up to a residential area, but because of these challenges, I'm in favor of this.
I agree with my council member here. Normally, on something like this, we would maybe require a buffer to be built, given it's naturally there. We could kind of keep that. That would make me supportive of it.
I agree as well, and when you look at it, that the sight line is pretty much going to be, the top of it's going to be right in line with the house based on the topography. I don't see any problem with it.
Yeah, I agree with my other board members, looking at the topography of the existing land and with the hotel actually being taller. It's already a pre-existing building. I have no issues.
I have no issues also. I agree with my board member.
Okay. At this time, we'll close board comment. I'll read the petition. ZBA-73-25, Wade Lowry, petitions for a variance from the neighborhood compatibility standards to construct a self-storage facility on the property located at 4500 Jug Factory Road, zoned HC, Council District 6, voting with Mary Catherine.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
petition approved.
Moving on to our next case tonight, ZBA 7425, Matt Calderon, petitions for a variance from the sign regulations on the property located at 1200 McFarland Boulevard Northeast, Zone GC, Council District 3. Here we have an aerial view of the property, and a closer image. Here's the sign in question. The request includes a variance to utilize an existing non-conforming and abandoned freestanding sign. The existing sign is approximately 45 to 50 feet in height, and the permitted height for a freestanding sign in this location would be 25 feet. The petitioner states that the primary hardships to keep the sign are related to the visibility and access to the site. The petitioner believes the sign will be critical to the success of the site. If approved, the petitioner will install a blank face in the display area to comply with the ordinance. So here we have another picture of that sign. Here's what it looks like from the road. Here are applicable regulations for the maintenance of signs and abandoned signs, and our regulations for freestanding signs. We did not receive any public comment, and we do have the petitioner here in person. Any questions for staff?
Is this a new exchange of the property? Like, was it recently bought or?
The petitioner is currently the owner, or his company is. It has not been, there's been no transition yet.
So they've been the owner the whole time?
That's correct.
How long has that sign been abandoned?
I'll let the petitioner confirm that. We don't have that information in front of us.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, Matt Calderon.
Matt Calderon, 1407 10th Avenue, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Good evening, board members and Board Chair Coley. First, I want to thank you all for your service. Getting up here tonight, the property, answer to the question, was purchased in 2017. It was just a good site. As you know, 82 McFarland 15th is the largest commercial corridor in West Alabama. High traffic counts. It's a great opportunity for something, but what has held this site back mostly is that access point. It sits off a service road, and some of you familiar with real estate know that as it relates to national tenants and what people look for on major corridors, certainly traffic count, we check that. Access and side of highway are also going to be key. In our communication with anyone we've tried to get interested in this site, those are their two primary concerns. Access off of a service road, there's some state property, visibility is a challenge. So with those things in mind, having as much signage as possible and keeping a sign that was grandfathered already when we purchased the property in 2017 is going to be critical to its success. This is one of the last remaining corners on 82, ready for development. There's a lot of exciting things happening in the area. You have the Sports Illustrated Hotel just down the road. We're hoping that spurs a lot of interest in this property. We've looked at developing it ourselves several times. It's never been a top priority per se. Pre-COVID, it was. We drew several buildings on the site, and then COVID hit. And the whole world wondered if people would go back to working in offices. This being a commercial site, that combined with construction costs gave us some pause. So those challenges of access through the service road, also the side of the highway has not appeared to be as desirable as the other side for some national tenants. Those are our hardships we put before you today. We hope something exciting can happen here, and this site's going to need all the help it can get, and signage is going to play a crucial role in that. So we would ask that the grandfathered sign remain grandfathered, and we would make it more compliant by installing a blank until such time it is leased or we can develop it or sell it to someone to develop.
No question.
Thank you.
We don't have anyone signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak for or against this petition? Okay, at this time, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
Okay, I certainly appreciate any time a property owner wants to do something to better their property. But when I vote, I do like to take into consideration how we voted on similar cases. And we have had some similar cases to this. And in those instances, as well as this instance, I do feel like honoring our new sign ordinances is the best thing for the property. And so for that reason, I'm not in favor of allowing the blank sign if that continues the sign to be grandfathered in. I would like to see, as the property is developed, this sign be modified or taken down and replaced with a sign that is in compliance with our sign standards.
Again, we've kind of gone through this before with others. I would rather have a blank on there than have it be open. So I'm kind of wavering on that, but I'm positive, I think.
I agree that, we have an ordinance for a reason, and having owned the property since 2017, I think you had an opportunity then to do something or make it a blank face so that it wouldn't fall out of compliance. I just feel like, we have a rule for a reason, and I think it could be brought down. And it's a very visible site on that corner. I agree that there are two access ways you can get to it. I think that a sign at 25 feet will be able to be seen. And so I don't see the hardship.
Yeah, I agree with my other board members. A couple of things. One, I don't see the hardship. There are other businesses that have lower signs as well. Another thing is I see another possible sign on that property, so then you may still have to come back to get a variance for that one, to have two signs on that property. But we can't use finances as a hardship either, so with that being said, I'm not in favor.
I used to get gas at that gas station on the corner right there. When they put that access road, they kind of blocked it off from the main road. I have no problem with that sign being blocked off.
Okay. We'll close board comment. I'll read the petition. ZBA-74-25, Matt Calderon petitions for a variance from the sign regulations on the property located at 1200 McFarland Boulevard Northeast, Zone GC, Council District 3. Voting to my left?
No.
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 Petition failed.
Moving on to our next case, CBA 7525, Eric Hamner petitions for a variance from the sign regulations on the property located at 3755 McFarland Boulevard East, Zone HC, Council District 6. Here we have an aerial view of the property and a closer image of it. This is the sign in question, the Best Western here on McFarland Boulevard. The request includes a variance from the sign regulations to utilize an existing sign located at 3755 McFarland Boulevard East. There are currently two businesses located on this property, a self-storage facility and a Best Western hotel. The owner is subdividing the property to have each business on its own lot, which will cause the Best Western sign to no longer be on Best Western's property, making it an off-site sign or a billboard. The petitioner states that the existing sign along McFarland Boulevard East is necessary for the visibility of the hotel. Per the petitioner, the variance is requested due to the unique configuration of the lot. So here's that sign again. This is the Best Western sign. And here we have the proposed subdivision. This was all on one lot. They're proposing to add a line there to put the self-storage facility on its own property. Here are applicable regulations for billboards. We did not receive any public comment about this. The applicant is here in person. Do you have any questions for staff?
So the request is to move the Best Western sign?
I'm sorry, the request is to keep the Best Western sign, as it exists. Because of the subdivision, it would make it a billboard, which would not be allowed in this case. So they're requesting a variance to keep this sign as it exists.
Any other questions for the city?
Is there another Best Western sign on the other side?
There is one along the interstate, but they do not have one along McFarland Boulevard.
And Best Western doesn't have frontage on McFarland.
That's correct. They do not have street frontage on McFarland.
Okay, thank you, Lim.
Thank you.
All right, Eric Hamner?
Good evening, Eric Hamner with TTL, 3200 Rice Mine Road Northeast. Liam, there is another sign that is in question, the self-storage sign that's part of this, correct?
This is just the only
Yes.
one on this that needs a variance.
Okay. Can we go back to the map?
Sure.
Okay. So on this map that y'all see in front of you, sign number 1 is the picture you saw, it's Best Western sign. Sign number 2 is a sign that currently exists for the self-storage. There are 2 businesses on this property now with 3 signs. With the new subdivision, a little history, there is a contract to sell the self-storage away from and split it off from the Best Western. When doing so, with this weird configuration of a subdivision that happened long before I got a hold of this, that will cut off Best Western's frontage on McFarland. The sign will have to remain on the self-storage's lot, and self-storage will give them an easement to access it. But they would like to, we're asking for a variance to keep both signs so that Best Western can keep theirs on McFarland and self-storage can have their sign, and they would like to upgrade and put the new name and clean that sign up.
Does Best Western have any information on the sign that's on the self-storage property?
On the one that's on the self-storage, no.
Board, if I
It
could,
simply says self-storage.
if I could clarify a little bit, the existing self-storage sign will be utilized for the self-storage, and it will be located on their property. The Best Western sign being not located on the Best Western's property is the sign in question because it would become an off-site sign or a billboard. as
So
part
we're
of this
not voting on
ordinance.
anything for the self-storage because it's conforming because it's on its property.
Correct.
So
And
what we're only voting on is the Best Western sign.
that's correct. And if approved, staff would recommend that the Best Western sign along McFarland be treated under the freestanding sign ordinance and not the billboard ordinance.
Freestanding. So would I need to read that into if we approve it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else?
Unless you have any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Hamner? Okay, thank you. We don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak for or against this petition? Okay, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I think with the way the property has developed and the property lines here have gotten a little squirrely, I'm okay with this being a freestanding sign that's off property. Is that the right way to say that? Simply because if you were going down McFarland, I don't know how you know that there's a Best Western there without the sign. And the sign is very tasteful. So for those reasons, I'm in favor of granting this.
I agree with my board member.
Yeah, GPS can only get you so close. It needs something to tell you. And this makes sense, and so, and the sign itself is not anything that's overbearing, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I have no issues. I'm in favor due to the layout of the lot. I can't see the hardship.
I have no problems. I'm in favor of it.
At this time, we'll close board comment. I'll read the petition. ZBA-75-25, Eric Hamner petitions for a variance from the sign regulations on the property located at 3755 McFarland Boulevard East, zoned HC, Council District 6. If approved, we would want to be listed as a freestanding sign off property.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
petition is approved.
Move Moving on to our special exceptions tonight, ZBA 7725, Dion Trone petitions for a special exception to operate a light vehicle repair shop on the property located at 4115 Greensboro Avenue, Zone GC, Council District 7. Here we have an aerial view of the property and a closer image of that property. Here's the front of that property and the side where the parking is. The request includes the petitioners requesting a special exception to operate a light vehicle repair shop. The building was previously used as a mechanical shop, and the petitioner will perform services including tire and brake installation, oil changes, and limited car washing. They will not perform any mechanical work except for light vehicle repairs. All the tires will be stored inside the building. They'll be operating Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and they'll have 4 full-time employees. Here we have our applicable regulations for light vehicle repair. We do not have anybody signed up, or excuse me, we do not have any public comment in this. We do have the applicant in person. Do you have any questions for staff? Yeah, and staff would request a condition be placed that, if approved, the applicant work with staff on an appropriate screening material for that fence in the back.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Mr. Trone?
How y'all doing? My name is Dion Trone, 4115 Greensboro Avenue, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, 35404. Any questions?
Tell us about your plans.
I was originally on Skyland Boulevard at 2201 Skyland Boulevard East. I have a hair salon and an auto repair business all in one building. And my auto repair business got a little big, got a little more. I'm a little nervous. My auto repair business got a little more customers coming in, so I needed to get a bigger space. So I spotted this building that was available and acquired this building and want to put my business there.
Any more questions for Dion?
Did you catch Liam's comment about screening the fence?
I've already done it.
Perfect, okay.
It's already done.
Okay.
Have you-
Did you
did
talk
you
to
work
the
with staff?
material?
Ma'am,
What type of material did you use in screening?
well, we ordered the stuff that was required for the, the screening the fence. It's like a dark, something that you can't see through.
Will that be,
We can work with
You'll get-
Dion after
Okay.
the meeting.
they'll get with you and make sure it's conforming what they want it to be, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, we don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak for or against this petition? Okay, at this time, we'll close public comment and go with board comment.
As long as the fencing in the back is being screened with the appropriate material, because that's what we've done on a few of our past cases, then I have no issues with this, especially since it looks like it's not really changing function. So I'm good.
I'm supportive. Again, the tires need to be stored inside, and the screening, and it was already a garage, so I think the neighbors will expect it to be a garage.
I agree as well, and really stress upon, make sure the tires are inside. People come before us and they say, oh, yeah, but then when we pass by, tires are outside. So please make sure that's taken care of and get with the city to make sure your screening is appropriate. Other than that, I don't have any issues.
You have no issues, I'm in favor.
I have no issues, I'm in favor.
Okay, at this time, we'll close board comment, and I'll read the petition. Do I need to put anything about screening in still?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
ZBA-77-25, Dion Trone petitions for a special exception to operate a light vehicle repair shop on the property located at 4115 Greensboro Avenue, Zone GC, Council District 7, with the stipulation of screening of the fence and making sure it's, you work with the city to be appropriate.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Voting, Ms. Hamner?
Yes.
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 Petition is approved.
Mystery.
Just
All right,
making up stuff.
moving on to our short-term rentals for the night, ZBA 9425. Kristen Nolte petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 1210 Oakwood Avenue, Zone SFR 3H, Council District 4. Here we have an aerial view of the property and a closer view of the property. Here we have short-term rentals in the area. and this is a view of that property in question. So Mika Nolte will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of emergency. The petitioner has managed 2 vacation rentals in South Africa and has worked with short-term rental companies. The house is equipped with security cameras and keypad locks. It is not owner-occupied, and it will be vacant when not being rented short-term. If approved, the house has 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. The petitioner is requesting 11 adults and 4 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 6 adults and 3 vehicles. So we did not receive any public comment. We do have the petitioner here in person. It was moved up per the request of the petitioner. Yes, ma'am. Thanks.
My mic was on, Kevin.
Hi, I'm Haley Thurman. I'm representing them today. My name should be on the thing. But basically, they're planning to run this as a
Give us your name and your address.
Haley Thurman,
And your address?
931 Parkview Drive.
Okay.
So basically, they're running this as a short-term rented in the first year for game days, graduations, and other guests to Tuscaloosa who need accommodation. When not in the area being rented, the owners will use it for when they're in town visiting the son Mika or when their husband's in town for work. They said they will want to allow 10 to 12 guests to rent. There is a long driveway and carport at the back, and if permitted, will allow 4 to 5 vehicles to be parked on the property with no more than 2 cars in tandem. The property already has a camera installed in the front and the back of the property. Once owner gets to town this week and set up and furnished, they'll install a noise detection system and keypad lock.
Go back to the picture. Will you be the point of contact in town?
Yes, me and Mika Noto will be a point of contact.
Okay.
And we're both within 3 miles of the house.
Okay. And engineering is saying 3 cars?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We don't have anyone signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak for or against this petition? At this time, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
Yeah, I have no issues with the short-term rental here as long as we go with the staff recommendations of 6 adults and 3 vehicles. I think that 11 and, 11 and 5 or
Go back to what they requested.
11 and 4 is quite a bit.
That's the party house.
So I'm good with the staff recommendations of 6 and 3.
I agree with Ms. Holt.
Yeah, when it's that many people, that's a lot. And then that's only adults. You can bring children, so that's way too much in a house in that close proximity. So I'm good with staff recommendations of 6 adults and 3 vehicles.
I'm in favor of staff recommendations.
Also, I'm in favor of staff recommendation.
Okay. At this time, we'll close board comment. I'll read the petition. ZBA-94-25, Kristen Nolte petitions for a special exception to allow a short-term rental of a property located at 1210 Oakwood Avenue, Zone SFR-38, Council District 4, 6 adults, 3 vehicles, 30 nights, and 1 year probation. Voting
Yes.
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 Petition approved.
All right, moving along, ZBA 7825, Ashton and Brandy Johnson petition for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 3821 University Boulevard East, zoned SFR1, Council District 5. Here we have an aerial view of the property, a closer image of that property, and short-term rentals in the area. Here's that house in question and the driveway. Ashton Brandy Johnson will be the primary contacts and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. Petitioner does not have experience with short-term rentals. The house is equipped with security cameras and keypad locks, and it is owner-occupied. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. The petitioner is requesting 4 adults and 2 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 4 and 2. We don't have any public comment. Petitioner is here in person. Any questions for staff? Thank you.
So I am Brandy Johnson. This is my husband, Ashton Johnson. We're at 3821 University East. So we have been at this house since 2022. We have 2 small boys. We have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So because this is our primary residence, we don't want to do a party house. It is a location that is pretty much close to everything in town, and we see all of the game day traffic, and we figured that this would be an awesome opportunity for us to start building additional generational wealth for our boys. This is, like I said, this is our house. So we intend to make sure that all of our guests keep the house livable for us when it's not being rented. We're not really intending on going over that 30-day limit, just because he's a baseball coach. So during baseball season, it gets a little crazy for us to do anything outside of baseball. So that is our plan, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you guys have for us.
Will you be in town when someone's in your?
Yes. So my parents are maybe 3 miles up the road, and they have an in-law suite, and that's actually where we lived before we moved into this house. And they are on board and have no problem with helping us out as needed.
I'm just curious, from the view up, is there an atrium in the middle?
So yes, there is a courtyard in the middle.
Oh my goodness! So you could just let the kids out, and you don't have to worry about it. I love it. I just saw that. I was like, thought that was neat. Okay.
Yes, and that is one of the locations that we included in all of our rules and regulations, that the courtyard is required to follow all of the same rules as the outside of the house. We treat that like the outside of the house, so.
Okay. Any more questions? All right. Thank
Thank y'all.
you. We don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak for or against this petition? Okay, we'll close public comment and go to board comment with Ms. Holt.
I have no issues with this, and am in favor of the 4 and 2 recommended.
Yes, I agree. I'm in favor.
I agree. I don't see any issues. It's a nice property. It's located and it's got room, so I think it's great.
I have no issues. I'm in favor.
I agree, I'm in favor.
Okay, we'll close board comment. I'll read the petition. So Ashton and Brandy Johnson petition for a special exception to allow a short-term rental of a property located at 3821 University Boulevard East, Zone SFR-1, Council District 5, 4 adults, 2 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year probation, voting
Yes.
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 Petition is approved.
Moving on, ZBA 8025, Adrian Casey Jones petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 1309 13th Street East, zoned SFR2, Council District 5. Here we have an aerial view of the property and a closer aerial view. We have short-term rentals in the area. Here's an image of the front of the house and the driveway. Nathan Russell will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner has experience managing over 30 properties. The house is equipped with security cameras and a noise detection system, and it is owner-occupied. The house is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. The petitioner is requesting 4 adults and 2 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 4 and 2. We did receive 1 public comment in opposition to this request. We do have the applicant here in person. Do you have any questions for staff? Thanks.
Mr. Jones? Oh, Adrian. Ms. Jones.
Hello. I'm Adrian Casey Jones. I am 1309 13th Street East, and I would like to have y'all's permission to have a short-term rental there. My husband is Nathan Russell. Him and I both would be a point of contact for any emergencies. We do have our home in Northport that we short-term rental. We haven't had any problems, and we just want an opportunity, like other people have, to, just grow in real estate, and I'm a real estate agent, so I just kind of want my own thing. I see my clients doing it, and just, just want to better our home and, finances.
Okay.
Since the house is owner occupied, where will you be when the house is being rented, since you're the point of contact?
So I have another house in Northport that we can stay in. I also have family in the area. I have a daughter that lives in the area. And whenever it's not rented, I also have children that live out of state that will be coming into town to stay. Shouldn't be more than 4 adults. I wouldn't want a lot of people there.
Okay. Any more comments or questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against, so anybody in the audience would like to speak for or against this petition? Okay, at this time, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I have no issues with this, and I'm also in favor of the 4 adult and 2 vehicle recommendation.
See no issues.
I agree.
I have no issues.
I agree. I have no issues.
Okay. At this time, we'll close board comment. I'll read the petition. ZBA-80-25, Adrian Casey Jones petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 1309 13th Street East, Zone SFR-2, Council District 5, 4 adults, 2 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year probation. Voting?
Yes.
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 Petition is approved.
Moving on, CBA 8125, Stephen Friday petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 1985 Woodridge Road, zoned SFR1, Council District 3. Here we have an aerial view of the property and a closer view. Short-term rentals in the area. Here we have a view of that property from the street and one of their driveways. And we do have a second driveway on the other side of the house. This is considered to be an illegal driveway because it is surfaced with gravel. As part of their request, Stephen Friday will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner has previously managed 1 short-term rental. The house is equipped with security cameras and keypad locks, and it is owner-occupied. The house is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. They're requesting 8 adults and 4 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 8 adults and 4 vehicles. We did receive 1 public comment in opposition, and we believe we do have the applicant here in person. Do you have any questions for staff?
Okay, this gravel driveway, it being the second, are they going to have to do something with that one?
We would request that they surface it with concrete or cement.
Okay, and they're having to surface it because they made this themselves?
That's correct. This driveway was constructed prior to after the ordinance that prohibited gravel driveways.
And that ordinance was what, 2007?
I believe 2007.
Okay, so they made this driveway. So we would, if we approve it, we have to put the stipulation that this driveway is paved?
Be surfaced, yes, ma'am. They can work with staff to do an appropriate surfacing material.
Do we need to put if we want the driveway to be addressed before they can use it, let's say it does pass as a short-term rental, do we need to add a stipulation in there, or do we need to continue this to have the driveway fixed before we actually vote on the short-term rental?
Yeah,
Because it seems like there's an issue that precedes the short-term rental request.
Sure, yeah. That is up to the board, but you could continue it until they surface the driveway, or put a condition that before they operate, they need to surface the driveway.
So the 4 vehicles for the staff recommendations, which driveway were we looking at? Or were we looking
This
at
is
both of them?
primarily, only the concrete driveway here.
So with this one, we were going to approve with 4 vehicles.
Our Office of City Engineer looked at this driveway and concluded that it would support 4 vehicles. Yes, sir.
And nothing has to be in the garage, just all 4 can be in the,
Yes, ma'am.
Can the applicant put sod down and remove the gravel driveway?
They could, yes, sir. They
They
would
have
need to
to.
repair the curb if they did
So it
that.
would not affect the short-term rental recommendation?
That's correct.
they'd have to put the curves back?
I believe so.
Any other questions for city?
So, okay, so My question right now is, it's pertaining to the gravel driveway. So even if they don't want to do short-term rental, is there an issue with the gravel driveway anyway?
This particular gravel driveway is illegal per the current zoning ordinance, yes, sir.
So even if we vote it down, they need to fix that driveway.
That's correct.
Okay, Lynn, we put you on a lot of fire, huh? Thank you. All right, Mr. Friday.
Hey, I'm Stephen Friday. I live at 1985 Woodridge Road, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Yes, the driveway has been in question, and I've got with Mr. Liam on that driveway. When we did it, the engineers, we did what the engineer said do. You had to have 6 foot of cement, and then he said rock was okay, which I guess he didn't get with the other zoning and say, hey, is this legal? We did that in 2012. I have copies for everybody showing that we did that. Now, we don't care we want to pave it eventually, but we don't, if we get a rental, we're going to put in the rules, no parking there. That driveway will not be used, this driveway will be, because this is a bigger driveway. And
I don't think it's
but-
an issue of them park. I think the issue is that the driveway is illegal as it is. Even for you all to have, just to have it is illegal, right? So the issue is not whether your tenants use it, it's the issue that you have it, period.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can sod it, and put the curb, and then when I get money enough to pave it, go to the city and ask, could we pave it? We did what the engineer from the city told us to do, what we could do. And I have, copies for everybody if y'all want to see those. But, yes, as far as rental, yes, we're trying to make some money so we can pave it and pay for kids' college and stuff like that. But I understand that, I talked to Mr. Lim, who is Mr. Lim? And he did tell me it would eventually need to be paved. But as far as starting the rental, we would like to not use that and make sure, and I'll be 3 miles down the road, make sure nobody's parking or using it. And if you don't want us using it right now, we'll park down the bottom, in the paved driveway.
Now, this was approved before. We approved this one before. So did you ever short-term rental it?
No,
I mean,
ma'am.
no, it got turned down before because of,
Yes, ma'am.
for the
We did
same
not,
reason.
Because we got turned down.
Okay.
And
So nothing has changed since the last time we turned it down?
no, ma'am, we have not. We hadn't had the money to pave it, so that's why we would like to short-term rental and use the paved driveway to the left of the house that you saw.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Friday.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you can sit down.
Is there anybody in the audience, nobody signed up to speak for or against? Is there anybody in the audience like to speak for or against? Okay, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I generally don't have an issue with this house being used as a short-term rental, but I do think that the homeowners need to address item number 1, the driveway, before I would vote yes, even with the stipulation on the short-term rental. So me personally, I would like to see it continued, and let the homeowner come back to us when the driveway has been repaired. Since this has been voted on before, it was an issue before, that's what I would like to see.
Yeah. So again, on the short-term rental, I don't have an issue with that either, but we have a variance that's been clearly stated has got to be taken care of. So I would either say approve with the stipulation it has to be done before it rents, or as Ms. Holt says, we just continue till that is taken care of.
I was here when we turned it down before, and I don't see anything different. And so I'm like, you knew that was a stipulation before, that you could have sodded it, you could have fixed the curb and did it then, and then that way coming back. So I don't see why would we change from what we said before. I don't, what would be the basis of I go to my attorney. You know, what would be, if nothing's different, why would we say something different now? Continuing it would give him the opportunity to do it.
Yes, there's discussion about continuance. Another option could be that if Mr. Friday wanted to withdraw his petition, it wouldn't get set on a next agenda, which could give him some time to take care of it if he wanted to.
So he could withdraw it and then come back. How much time does he have to come back?
He could come back at any point in the future if he wanted to withdraw it.
He would have to
If-
pay again? He would have to pay again?
He would, yes, ma'am.
Okay. If we continue it?
He would not if it was continued to next month.
Okay. So those are my comments right there.
Okay, so as far as the short-term rental, I have no issues with the short-term rental. The staff recommendation is 8 adults and 4 vehicles, and those 4 vehicles wouldn't be on the gravel driveway anyway. It's on the main driveway, so I have no issue with the short-term rental. But the gravel driveways, it's a violation, whether it's short-term rented or housing or not. So with that being said, I look at that as something that will have to be done. Anyway, so if it's not done, then what are the steps by the city? Not taking into account short-term rental. At what point does the city say, okay, you must?
I'm sorry, Mr. Rollins, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
So we're voting on the short-term rental.
Yes, sir.
The short-term rental, staff recommendation is 8 adults, 4 vehicles. The 4 vehicles has nothing to do with this gravel driveway.
Yes, sir.
They'll be using the main driveway, so I have no issue with that. But this gravel driveway is just it's a violation regardless.
Yes,
if
sir.
it's short-term rental or not. So my question is, at this point, whether we voted up or down, that gravel driveway has to be fixed.
Yes, sir.
So at what point does the city just come and say, look, you were voted down, you have to get this done in X amount of time, or you just don't park cars on it?
This would likely become a code enforcement case, and our code enforcement division would work with them to bring the driveway into compliance.
Okay, all right. With that being the case, I have no issues with the short-term rental.
Yeah.
I'm in favor.
And board, if I may, if you choose to continue it, you can vote to continue it up to 2 months from today. So you wouldn't necessarily have to vote it to the next available agenda.
Mr. Austin, you have?
I have no issues with the short-term rental.
Okay, I'll read the petition. So we were putting this, Mr. Friday, I guess you need to come back up and we discuss what you want to do. You have some options. You can withdraw it and then take care of your driveway or whatever you want to do with that. Or you can continue it, and we can give you up to 2 months to continue it. It doesn't have to be next month. So next month is October, so you can come back in November.
Okay.
And then if you get it taken care of and come back then, or we can vote on it tonight.
Continue it. Continue it. Give me the
Okay.
2 months if possible.
Okay. All right, so we need a motion for that?
So move.
Okay. Voting?
Yes.
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 Okay, so the continuance is approved and pushing it to November.
Thank you.
Okay? Took a village on that one. I appreciate everybody.
Thank you.
So moving on, ZBA 8225, Leonard Jones, petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 4633 Stonehill Lane, zoned SFR1, Council District 6. Here we have an aerial view of the property and a closer image of that property. Here are short-term rentals in the area. Here's a view of that property from the street and the driveway. Lakeisha Jones Crawford will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner has 2 years of experience managing short-term rentals in the Tuscaloosa area. The house is equipped with security cameras and keypad locks, It is not owner occupied, and it will be vacant when not being rented short-term. The house has 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. Petitioner is requesting 9 adults and 6 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 6 adults and 3 vehicles. We did receive 1 public comment in opposition to this request, and I do believe we have the applicant here in person. Do you have any questions for staff?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, Lakeisha? Uh-oh, Leonard. It's Leonard Jones? Okay.
Leonard Jones, 3110 8th Street, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, 35401. Been doing short-term rental about 2 years. I'm an Airbnb super host, 15 plus 5-star reviews. So this another one that I'll be adding, and pretty much think I'm qualified to continue.
Any questions? All right. So I don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak for or against? Okay, we'll close public comment and go to board comment. Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Sandra Watson, and I reside at 4616 Stonehill Lane, Tuscaloosa, 35405. I'm standing here in opposition of the short-term rental. When my husband and I began looking for homes, we looked for a couple of things. We wanted to prioritize an established neighborhood, absence of commercial property nearby, and low traffic volume. While we were able to meet 2 of those criteria, the traffic volume is fairly high and speeding is an issue. As a single resident, I'm concerned about my potential disruption of my privacy due to frequent visitors. The request permits 6 adults, which does not guarantee that there won't be teenagers or other age groups present at the time of the rental. On the staff report, under the untitled category, there was mention of a privacy fence, which does not exist. And the mention of frequent TPD patrols, that doesn't occur. As previously mentioned, the high traffic volume and speedings, which aren't solely attributable to the property, but however, adding this Airbnb to our neighborhood it'll possibly exacerbate that. So I'm standing before you to ask for considerations to not approve that Airbnb in our neighborhood.
Where is your house in relation to this house?
It's across the street, about 2 houses up.
Can we go back to the map?
Go back to the map for us and show us where her house is. Okay, if you can look at is it right in front of her? Look down in front of you. Is that in front? Is there a monitor?
If you'll open the drawer, ma'am, below you.
Pull out the drawer.
I'm sorry.
In front of you, pull out the drawer.
Okay. My house would be this house right here.
Okay. Now, is this a cut-through street? Do people cut through here or something?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, that's what it is. All right. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Jones, would you like to respond to, she said on your petition that you have a privacy fence? Is that on the petition? You see that on the petition about a privacy fence?
As far as the privacy fence, we're waiting the engineer, not the engineer, the surveyor, because it's a creek in the back. We actually were trying to get the property line so that we didn't install a fence on the wrong property. But I don't think that a privacy fence is a necessity for this, But I mean, I understand their concerns. We're gonna do our best to make sure that we, you know, because I understand someone been living in their neighborhood for so long that they want to continue to have peace. So we're going to do our best to make sure that we can accommodate them, you know, and keep everything under control.
Do y'all have noise monitors or, because you say you're a super host on Airbnb, so do you have like,
We
how do
got
you?
quiet time from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Okay.
You know, ideally, you know, we got, you know, rules. So we in town, try to reach out to different neighbors and say, hey, if you got a problem, contact us directly so we can kind of address it. But as you know, sometimes we don't have control. But, you know, with us going through the site, they kind of monitor teens because we got it on our profile. We don't want parties. So we mostly rent to older people.
Okay. Any questions? And you may want to exchange numbers with her, so if she does have an issue, get Mr. Jones' number if it's approved, and that you can, and then you can call directly to him and let him know if there's a problem or something you see. Any other comments or questions? Okay, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I definitely understand the concerns from the neighbors about making sure that the traffic in this area isn't impacted by this. Unfortunately, you know, approving this being a short-term rental or a just individual property owner, there's not a whole lot we can do to control that. We do, this being a short-term rental, we are able to help control parking on the street. And so, you know, I am okay with approving the short-term rental with the staff recommendations.
I agree. The only other option, Mr. Jones they do have sound monitors some of our short-term rental folks use that can give you the heads up without a phone call that it's gotten too high. That might be helpful and put your neighbors at ease. I do think we have adequate parking, and it's only for 30 nights a year, is this correct? So this is not a long-term 6 people moving in for the year and having parties. It's a short-term rental, so I'm in favor.
I don't see any problem. I think he's very experienced, and I think he's mindful of the community. So I think that just some communication and touching base, and there shouldn't be any issue.
Yeah, I have no issues. I'm in favor.
I have no issues. I'm in favor.
Okay, at this time, we'll close board comment. I'll read the petition. ZBA-82-25, Leonard Jones petitions for a special exception to allow a short-term rental of a property located at 4633 Stone Hill Lane, Zone SFR-1, Council District 6, and it's 6 adults, 3 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year probation, voting.
Yes.
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 Petition is approved.
Moving on, ZBA 8425, Surrender Hari, petition is for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 2609 Hackberry Lane, zoned SFR2, Council District 2. Here we have an aerial view of the property, and a closer image of that property, and short-term rentals in the area. Here we have a view of that property from the street and the driveway. Tanner Ashcraft will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner manages one short-term rental in the Tuscaloosa area. The house is equipped with security cameras and keypad locks. The house is not owner-occupied, and it will be vacant when not being rented short-term. The house has 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. Petitioner is requesting 8 adults and 4 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 4 adults and 2 vehicles based on parking. We did not receive any public comment. I believe we do have Mr. Ashcraft here in person tonight. Do you have any questions for staff? Thank you.
Okay, the petitioner, Tanner.
Tanner Ashcraft, 1120 Queen City Avenue. So yes, it said that the petitioner manages one other property in town. He owns another property that's a short-term rental in town, so that this will be his second one. But yeah, I tried to get in front of it this afternoon when I realized, looking where I was in the lineup tonight, I saw that he sent in eight adults, 4 vehicles. Of course, I realized that the driveway
I will not hold that many. So I try to get in front of it and say, no, we're not asking for that. We're only asking for 4 and 2, but here we are.
Okay.
Y'all have any questions for me?
No problem. So you guys are okay with 4 and 2?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we know you, Tanner. We know you know what to do, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
No one signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak for or against? At this time, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I have no issues with this, and I think, especially with the staff recommendations of 4 and 2.
I agree.
I agree with my fellow board members.
I have no issues. I'm in favor.
I'm in favor, I have no issues.
Okay, we'll close board comment. I'll read the petition. ZBA-84-25 Surrender Hari, petitions for a special exception to allow short-term rental of a property located at 2609 Hackberry Lane, zoned FFR2, Council District 2. 4 adults, 2 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year probation. Voting?
Yes.
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 Yes,
Petition approved.
Moving on, ZBA 8525, William Brakefield, petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 2917 Narrow Lane Road, zoned SFR1, Council District 7. Here we have an aerial view of the property and a closer view of that property and short-term rentals in the area. Here we have a photo of the home from the street and the driveway. You will notice that this is a gravel driveway. We do have evidence that it existed before that ordinance, so it can exist as it is right now. Lindsay Brakefield will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner does not have experience managing short-term rentals. The house is equipped with security cameras and keypad locks, and it is owner-occupied. The house has 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The petitioner is requesting 6 adults and 2 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 2 adults and 1 vehicle based on the existing driveway. We do not have any public comment. I believe the petitioner is here in person. Any questions for staff?
That's it.
Thank you.
So, William or?
William Brakefield, 2602 New Forest Street, Northport. We purchased this house in August as an investment property. We'll also be staying there. I don't know what else to say. What questions y'all have?
So the house is owner occupied?
Yeah.
Okay. And you'll be in town when it's being rented?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and you're okay with 2 and 1?
I mean, yeah, we'll take it.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak for or against this petition?
No, I do have a question, though, for the city.
Okay.
If they get this approved and then address the driveway, do they have to come back before the board to increase the number of vehicles?
I believe staff could administratively approve more vehicles if they get the driveway approved with OCE's engagement.
Not to put you on the spot, but just to encourage maybe some, maintenance to the driveway.
Okay. All right, so I guess you've started your comments. So.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I just had that question.
No problem.
Just for the board's information, staff would not give them more than 4 and 2 based on the bedrooms.
Okay.
You said you would not do 4 and 2?
Not more than 4 and 2. 4 and 2 would be the maximum that would be allowed.
So the 2 and 1 is 4 and 2.
Got it.
If he gets the drive.
If it gets struck.
All right.
Yeah. I see no issues with it as it stands, and then if we do an improvement to the drive, then we can't pre-approve, but I would say that's good.
Okay. I'm okay with staff recommendations.
I'm in favor of staff recommendations.
I'm in favor also.
Okay. At this time, we'll close board comments and we'll read the petition. ZBA-85-25, William Brakefield, petitions for a special exception to allow short-term rental of a property located at 2917 Narrow Lane Road, Zone SFR-1, Council District 7, approving 2 adults, 1 vehicle, 30 nights, 1 year probation. Voting?
Yes.
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 Yes,
Petition approved.
Moving on, Tamara and Jason Rodriguez, CBA 8625, Tamara and Jason Rodriguez petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 1428 20th Avenue East, zoned SFR3, Council District 5. Here we have an aerial view of the property, along with a closer view of that property, and short-term rentals in the area. We have a view of the property from the street and the driveway. Jason Rodriguez will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner's daughter will also be available to provide on-site assistance. Petitioner does not have experience managing short-term rentals, and the house is equipped with security cameras and keypad locks. It is owner-occupied. The house has 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Petitioner is requesting 4 adults and 2 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 4 adults and 2 vehicles. We do have the petitioner's representative in person. We did not receive any public comment. Do you have any questions for staff?
No, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez.
Good evening. I'm Christy Lee. I'm representing Tammy and Jason Rodriguez for this property located.
Give us your address.
My personal address, 4805 Saratoga Estates in Northport.
Okay.
This property was purchased by Tamara and Jason Rodriguez a couple of months ago, and when they are in town, they will be staying with their daughter at this location, but they would like to short-term rent it on occasion to pay for it. I represent them as their realtor.
Now, is the daughter living there all the time?
Yes.
Where would she go during, when it's rented out?
I'm assuming she'll stay with friends. She's in college.
Any other questions?
And the daughter is the point of contact if there's an issue?
The daughter is a point of contact. I have offered to be a backup point of contact because I live in town as their realtor for emergencies. They also have made friends with neighbors, and there is a neighbor to the left of the property that takes care of the yard for them, just kind of the maintenance of the home, and he is another point of contact for them to call should there be a need.
All right, thank you. No one signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak for or against this petition? At this time, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I have no issues with staff recommendation of 4 and 2.
Agree with staff recommendation.
I do too. I think it's straightforward. 4 and 2 is good.
I have no issues.
I have no issues also.
Okay, we'll close board comment. I'll read the petition. ZBA-86-25, Tamara and Jason Rodriguez petition for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 1428 20th Avenue East, zoned SFR-3, Council District 5. 4 adults, 2 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year probation. Voting?
Yes.
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 Petition is approved. We're knocking them down, knocking them down.
ZBA 8725, Effie Fields petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 4803 36th Avenue East, zoned SFR1, Council District 6. Here we have an aerial view of the property and a closer image of the property and short-term rentals in the area. Here's a view of that property from the road and the driveway. Effie Fields will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner does not have experience managing short-term rentals. The house is equipped with security cameras and keypad locks. The house is owner-occupied. It's a 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom house. The petitioner is requesting 8 to 6 adults and 4 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 6 adults and 3 vehicles. We did not receive any public comment. I believe we do have the petitioner here in person tonight. Any questions for staff?
So y'all saying 3 vehicles? Oh, let's go back to the driveway.
Sure.
Engineering said 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Effie?
evening, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to us. I need to make one correction. We're 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. With 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. Effie Fields, 4803 36th Avenue East, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, 35405. We are petitioning to start a short-term rental at that area. We do not have any experience. That's been my residence. I've had the house since 2002. It's been a secondary residence, as in I was taking care of my elderly mom, for the last 7 years. So it's been kind of a back and forth thing. We want to rent it out for 30 days, short-term rental, in time for football season and all the other amenities that Tuscaloosa has to offer. We are in the process of it's pretty much ready to go, and this is my nephew. He's going to be a manager, and I'm going to be the primary contact, and we have another sister that's within the area. Okay. Any questions? Thank you.
That's it, thank you.
That's all.
Thank
you.
Okay. We don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody who would like to speak for or against this property? Okay, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I have no issues, especially with staff recommendations of 6 and 3.
I agree.
I don't have any issue at all.
I'm in favor of staff recommendations.
I have no issues at all.
Okay. We'll close board comment. I'll read the petition. ZBA-87-25, Effie Fields petitions for a special exception to allow a short-term rental of a property located at 4803 36th Avenue East, Zone SFR-1, Council District 6, 6 adults, 3 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year probation. Voting?
Yes.
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 Petition is approved.
Moving along, ZBA 8825, Wilson Glaze petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 3719 Timber Cove Circle, zoned MR1, Council District 3. Here we have an aerial view of the property and a closer view of that property. Here we have short-term rentals in the area. And this is a view of that property from the street. Wilson Glaze will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner manages over 30 short-term rentals in the Tuscaloosa area. The house is equipped with security cameras. It is not owner-occupied, and it will remain vacant when not being rented short-term. The house has 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. The petitioner is requesting 6 adults and 3 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 6 adults and 3 vehicles, provided the garage is utilized. We did not receive any public comment. I believe we do have the applicant here in person tonight. Do you have any questions for staff?
So 1 in the garage?
Yes, ma'am.
That is willing to 3. That is, we'll go 2 on that. 3?
OCE did say that could facilitate 3 if the garage was utilized.
No, which one are we looking at? The one where the truck is?
This is the one
or
all the way on the
next to it?
left with the truck in it. Yes, sir.
I guess the truck could go over a little bit, and then the other one. It's wide. See how that is a 2-car wide?
But it's just this one right here.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, that one is for 2.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. I don't see that. Okay.
Thank you.
I don't like that. Okay, Mr. Wilson Glaze?
Good evening. How are y'all doing? I'm speaking on behalf of Wilson Glaze tonight. My name is Alex Feniger. I'll be the primary contact as well as Mr. Glaze. We manage almost 60 units in the area. We've been working here for a long time. So yeah, we're open to any questions or anything y'all have for us.
Are you open to 4 and 2?
Yes, we could do that.
Okay. I'm not saying it's going to be that. I'm just saying, are you open to it? Okay. Thanks. Looks tight. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did anybody else have questions for him? Okay. All right. So we don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak for or against? Okay. We'll close public comment and go to board comment.
The driveway looks narrow in this picture, but I'm going to trust the engineers, and I'm going to be okay with 6 and 3.
I'm supportive.
picture could be, deceiving, it didn't go up high or anything.
We almost need drawings.
Yeah, it's like,
How much square footage is that?
but engineering, that's what we have them for. They go out and they look at it, so we will trust in engineering, so 6 and 3. We'd like a written comment next time from
Yeah.
you stating that, trust me, it
Yeah.
really is.
I know what engineering says, but, my eyes say different. It's an angled driveway, so it's narrow at the back. Even if it's wide enough across the front, I'm not comfortable with the 6 and 3. I'm more comfortable with the 4 and 2, and when they come back in a year, possibly going to 6 and 3.
It's not gonna be wider.
Or if they could present a drawing or a photo like Ms. Roberts would sometime, would show a photo of 2 cars in the driveway, but I just don't see it.
Okay.
I have no comments.
Okay.
Looks kind of small to me.
Okay. All right, so we will read, so we want to do 6 and 3 or 4 and 2? What are y'all comfortable with? Are you gonna say no if it's 6 and 3? What are you gonna say no? Okay, so we need to do 4 and 2, you'll say yes? Okay,
That's fine.
yeah, so,
Unless we have further proof from the engineer.
4 and 2 will be, they are comfortable with 4 and 2. So we'll go with 4 and 2. And reason being, they'll vote no, and then you won't get it at all, so you can come back up.
So I understand that photo's a little bit rough. So if we were to get an overhead or some sort of measurement, could we take the 4 and 2
Put
tonight?
2 cars in the driveway so we can see it, and then that way they'll know that it's. So what do they need to do? Bring it, could y'all,
You could vote to continue the case until they can get that information to us, to staff, to appear before you again.
so do you want to continue it and bring that information in?
We'll just take the 4 and 2.
Okay. All right, so I'll read the petition. Closing board comment, read the petition, CBA-88-25, Wilson Glaze petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 3719 Timber Cove Circle, Zone MR-1, Council District 3, 4 adults, 2 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year, voting?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
petition is approved.
All right, moving on, ZBA 8925, Northport Bama Bungalow LLC petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 8 Sherwood Drive, zoned SFR1H, Council District 4. Here we have an aerial view of the property and a closer view of that property and short-term rentals in the area. Here we have a view of that property from the street and the driveway. Tanner Ashcraft will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of emergency. Petitioner has many years of experience as a property management company. The house is equipped with security cameras, keypad locks, and a noise detection system. It is not owner occupied, and it will be used by family or for long-term rentals when not being rented short-term. The house has 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. The petitioner is requesting 8 adults and 4 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 8 adults and 4 vehicles. We did not receive any public comment. We do have the applicant here in person. Do you have any questions for staff?
That's it.
Thank you.
Tanner?
Tanner Ashcraft, 1120 Queen City Avenue. It's another family. They have a freshman student here, so they want a place to stay when they're here and want me to try to make them some money when they're not. So, you have any questions for me on this one?
Tell them don't make it a party house, 8 and 4, bumping up there.
We'll make sure. We'll be on it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience like to speak for or against this petition? At this time, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I have no issues with the staff recommendations of 8 and 4.
Supportive of 8 and 4.
Because it's Tanner, and I know he'll do a good job, I'm okay with 8 and 4.
I have no issues. I'm in favor.
I have no issues. I'm in favor also.
Okay, we'll close board comments. I'll read the petition, ZBA-89-25, Northport Bama Bungalow LLC, petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 8 Sherwood Drive, Zone SFR-1H, Council District 4. 8 adults, 4 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year. Voting?
Yes.
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 Petition is approved.
ZBA 9025, Kimberly Roberts, petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 1413 26th Avenue East, zoned SFR1, Council District 5. Here we have an aerial view of the property, a closer image of that property, and short-term rentals in the area. Here we have a view of that property from the road and the driveway. Bama Vacation Rentals will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner has 20 years of experience as a property management company. The house is equipped with security cameras, keypad locks, and a noise detection system. The house is not owner-occupied and will be vacant or used for long-term rentals when not being rented short-term. The house has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The petitioner is requesting 6 adults and 3 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 6 adults and 3 vehicles. We did not receive any public comment. We do have the petitioner here in person. Do you have any questions for staff? Thank you.
Ms. Roberts?
Hello, Kim Roberts, 46 Sherwood Drive, 35401. This is a long, this family has lived in the house for a long time. They have just recently moved to Birmingham to be closer to grandchildren, so it will be used just for short-term rentals and extended stay rentals.
Okay. No questions? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
No one signed to speak for or against. Anybody in the audience like to speak for or against this property? Okay, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I have no issues with staff recommendations of 6 and 3, and obviously Kim has a lot of experience with the homeowners being in Birmingham. I'm fine with this.
I'm supportive.
We know Kim, and I know she's going to take care of it, so I'm okay with it. 6 and 3.
I have no issues. I'm in favor.
I have no issues. I'm in favor.
Okay, we'll close board comment. I'll read the petition. ZBA-90-25, Kimberly Roberts petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 1413 26th Avenue East, Zone SFR-1, Council District 5. 6 adults, 3 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year. Voting?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Petition is approved.
Moving on, ZBA 9125, Titus Brown petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 1009 18th Street, zoned MR1, Council District 2. Here we have an aerial view of the property and a closer view of that property and short-term rentals in the area. Here we have a view of the property from the street. And we do have a new driveway. When we took this picture, they did not have a driveway. After reaching out to the applicant, they did install a driveway that was approved by our Office of City Engineer. Kendrick Perry will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner has experience with rental properties but does not have experience with short-term rentals. The house is equipped with security cameras. It is not owner-occupied, and it will be vacant when not being rented short-term. The house has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The petitioner is requesting 6 adults and 3 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 6 adults and 3 vehicles based on their new driveway. We did not receive any public comment. I believe we have the applicant here in person tonight. Do you have any questions for staff
Go back to the picture
of the driveway?
of the house. Do the aerial. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths?
This is what the applicant told us.
All right.
Thank you.
Titus Brown?
How y'all doing today? Titus Brown, 2531 Trestle Square Pass. Applying for a short-term rental. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, new driveway, new appliances, new everything pretty much. Any questions?
You know the square footage of the house?
1,000 square feet.
And you just said renovation to the interior?
Yes,
New
sir.
roof?
New roof, new everything.
Would you be okay with 4 and 2?
I mean, if I gotta take it, I will.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone, no one signed up to speak for or against? Anybody in the audience like to speak for or against this property? Okay, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I have no issues with this. I'm fine with the staff recommendations of 6 and 3, especially since there's a great new driveway that can accommodate those 3 vehicles. So I'm in favor.
I'm supportive as well.
Okay. 1,000 square feet. But they can get 3 cars in the driveway, I'll go with it.
That's marketing.
That's marketing.
They got to market for 6 people in that small.
I have no issues, I'm in favor.
Okay,
I have no issues, I'm in favor.
okay.
I know what you're saying.
I'll close board comment. I'll read the petition. ZBA-91-25, Titus Brown petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 1009 18th Street, Zone MR-1, Council District 2, 6 adults, 3 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year probation, voting?
Yes.
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 Petition's approved.
Moving along, ZBA 9225, Lock Tran petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 2011 Cross Creek Drive, Zone GPD, Council District 6. Here we have an aerial view of that property and a closer image. Short-term rentals in the area. Here we have a view of the property from the street and the driveway. Tyson Tran will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner has experience with managing short-term rentals in Bessemer. The house is equipped with security cameras and keypad locks. It is not owner-occupied, and it will be vacant when not being rented short-term. The house has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The petitioner is requesting 6 adults and 4 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 6 adults and 3 vehicles based on their driveway. We did receive 3 public comments in opposition to this request. I believe we do have the applicant's representative in person. Do you have any questions for staff?
Does anything have to be in the garage?
We did not receive that stipulation from our engineers.
All right.
Can you go back to the short-term rental overhead? So there's one in the back of the neighborhood and one across the street, St. Charles.
Thank you.
Okay, Lock Tran?
Good morning. My name is Tung Tran. Lock Tran is my deputy authorized me to come to the ZBA meeting today. So,
Give us your address.
2011 Cross Creek Drive, Tuscaloosa, Alabama 35404.
And did it say you had experience with short-term rental?
In Bessemer.
In Bessemer?
Yes.
And this is your primary residence?
Which one?
The one on the.
No, it's not.
Do you live in Tuscaloosa?
I do.
And so you'll be the emergency, okay. You'll be the emergency contact if
Yes.
something happens. Okay, got it. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you. All right, so we don't have anybody signed up to speak for and against. Anybody in the audience like to speak for or against this petition? Okay, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I have no issues with staff recommendation of 6 and 3.
I agree with staff recommendation.
I do as well.
I have no issues, I'm in favor.
I have no issues also.
Okay, we'll close board comment. I'll read the petition, ZBA-92-25, Lock Tran petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 2011 Cross Creek Drive, Zone GPD, Council District 6, 6 adults, 3 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year. Voting?
Yes.
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 Petition is approved.
All right, moving along, ZBA 9325, Ryan Lloyd petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 721 Queen City Avenue, zoned SFR 3H, Council District 4. Here we have an aerial view of that property and a closer image, and short-term rentals in the area. Here we have a view of that property from the street and their driveway from Queen City and along 7th Street. Ryan Lloyd will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner has experience with managing short-term rentals in California. The house is equipped with security cameras, keypad locks, and the noise detection system. It is not owner-occupied, and it will be vacant or used by family when not being rented short-term. The house has 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. The petitioner is requesting 6 adults and 2 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 6 adults and 3 vehicles based on the driveway. We did receive 1 public comment in opposition to this request. We do have the petitioner's representative here in person. Any questions for staff? Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Michael Corbel. I live at 94 Arcadia Drive, Tuscaloosa, 35404. I'm here to represent Ryan Lloyd in his request for a short-term rental. They'd like to utilize this approximately 6 to 7 weekends out of the year.
Does Ryan, he doesn't live here?
No, ma'am. He has a freshman son playing for the University of Alabama.
And you'll be the point of contact here?
I will be a point of contact. He'll be the emergency contact and the primary point of contact, but I'll be a secondary.
And so like if something happens, he'll call you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got it. All right, any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Does the son doesn't stay in the property at all?
Sometimes temporarily. He's required to stay at Bryant Hall right now for his first year.
Okay. All right. We don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against. Anybody in the audience like to speak for or against? Okay, at this time we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I have no issues with this. My only comment is that we approve staff recommendations of 6 adults and 3 vehicles rather than the 6 and 2, just so the number of adults and vehicles align. Other than that, I have no issues.
I believe this might have been a short-term rental before. I'm not sure, but I'm in support of it.
Okay. I agree with my fellow board members.
I have no issues. I'm in favor.
I have no issues also.
Okay. So we'll close board comment. I'll read the petition. ZBA-93-25, Ryan Lloyd petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 721 Queen City Avenue, Zone SFR-3H, Council District 4. 6 adults, 3 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year. Voting?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Petition is approved.
Moving on, ZBA 9525, Zachary Ham petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 7A Hillcrest, Zone SFR1H, Council District 2. Here we have an aerial view of that property and a closer image of the property and short-term rentals in the area. Here's a view of that property from the street and the driveway. Tanner Ashcraft will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner does not have experience with short-term rentals but has hired a professional management company. The house is equipped with security cameras, keypad locks, and noise monitors. It is not owner-occupied. The house will be used for long-term rentals when not being rented short-term. The house has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The petitioner is requesting 4 adults and 2 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 4 adults and 2 vehicles. We did receive 1 public comment in opposition and 2 in support for this petition. We do have the petitioner in person tonight. Do you have any questions for staff? Thanks.
Good evening. My name is Zachary Ham. I live at 2523 20th Street East in the Coventry neighborhood. I love Tuscaloosa, and I hope that I can be a good steward and a good host. Although I'm not a Tuscaloosa native, I have worked here for over a decade for the city, and I moved here several years ago. So I hope I can have that opportunity to I am a little particular, so I hope that I can be a good host and represent the city well. The 7A Hillcrest, I've spoken with neighbors in that neighborhood. I've got to know my next door neighbor a little bit after purchasing the property. And I've got nothing but support in renting it. So I hope that you'll give me that opportunity. Do you have any questions for me?
Tanner's going to be managing it for you?
Yes, Tanner Ashcraft will be managing it. I have zero experience, so I want to make sure that somebody that knows what they're doing gets me off the ground.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for your consideration, and thank you for your help in the application process.
All right, we don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak for or against? Okay, we'll close public comment and we'll go to board comment.
This one seems pretty straightforward to me. I'm in favor of staff recommendations of 4 and 2.
Support staff recommendations as well.
I agree with my fellow board members.
I have no issues. I'm in favor.
I'm in favor also.
Okay, we'll close board comment. We'll read the petition. ZBA-95-25, Zachary Ham, petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 7A Hillcrest, Zone SFR-1H, Council District 2, 4 adults, 2 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year. Voting?
Yes.
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 Petition is approved.
All right, ZBA 9625, Eric Anders, petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 1720 Fifth Avenue, zoned SFR4, Council District 2. Here we have an aerial view of that property and a closer image. Here we have short-term rentals in the area. Here we have a
Parks
view
and
that,
Rec look really good from above, you know?
here we have a view of that property from the street and the driveway. Eric Anders will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner has over 10 years of experience managing short-term rentals. The house is equipped with security cameras and keypad locks. The house is not owner-occupied, and the house will be vacant when not being rented short-term. The house has 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The petitioner is requesting 6 adults and 3 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 4 and 2 based on the driveway. We did not receive any public comment. I believe we do have the petitioner here in person. Do you have any questions for staff?
So we assume that this driveway predates 2007?
I believe the driveway is not gravel, and I'll let the applicant confirm that, but we did see it predating that period.
What did you say about it? That it's not
I
gravel?
believe it's not gravel, but I'll let the applicant
It's just
confirm that.
bad.
It was
It's just
surfaced with
material.
concrete at one point, and
Rip rap in there.
Ooh, okay.
This house is
thank you.
Thank you.
40s or 1950 early.
Eric Anders?
Evening.
Good evening.
Eric Anders, 2608 8th Street, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, 35401. Yes, this house was built in the 1950s, I think, so those were concrete runners that ran to the back where a garage used to be, but now they're just concrete, I guess, or what remains of them. So it's built before 2007. And just a special note, I'm aware of the staff's comments on 4 adults, 2 cars. I have no issue with that. That's fine. The only other thing I would like to add is that there will be 3 points of local contact, me, my brother, and my sister, and we're all local. So if you have any questions.
That's it. Thank you. We don't have anybody signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak for or against this petition? Okay, at this time, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I have no issues with the staff recommendations of 4 and 2.
Supportive recommendation.
I agree with the recommendation.
I have no issues. I'm in favor.
I have no issues. I'm in favor.
Okay, we'll close board comment, and I'll read the petition. ZBA-96-25, Eric Anders, petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 1720 Fifth Avenue, zoned SFR-4, Council District 2, 4 adults, 2 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year probation. Voting?
Yes.
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 Petition is approved. And then there was one.
Our final case tonight, ZBA 9725, Michael Tinker petitions for a special exception to allow the short-term rental of a property located at 6817 Abbey Trace Drive, zoned SFR2, Council District 6. Here we have an aerial view of the property and a closer image of that property. Short-term rentals in the area. Here we have a view of that property from the street. Kim Tinker will be the primary contact and will be available 24 hours a day in case of an emergency. The petitioner has 10 years of experience managing short-term rentals. The house is equipped with security cameras and keypad locks. It is not owner-occupied, It'll be used by family when not being rented short-term. The house has 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. The petitioner is requesting 8 adults and 4 vehicles. If approved, staff recommends 8 adults and 4 vehicles. We did receive 5 public comments in opposition to this request. We do have the applicant here in person tonight. Do you have any questions for staff?
No.
Thank you.
Tinker?
Good evening, board. Good evening, staff. My name is Michael Tinker, address 6817 Abbey Trace Drive. I'm petitioning for a special exception to use my home as a short-term rental.
Michael, because you had 5 in opposition, you say you had 10 years of previous experience?
Correct.
Have you talked to your neighbors about it?
I have not.
Okay. For me, I can't speak to everybody else, but for me, when you got opposition like that and your neighbors, I'm not comfortable with 8 and 4. That's a lot of people, especially you're very close to your neighbors. Would you be okay with 6 and 3?
Sure.
Okay. Because, you don't live there, but, those people still, it's a lot of people, there's their home. And so that many people being next door and coming in, I can see why so many, wrote out and spoke about it. I'm not saying that's what everybody else will say. That's just how I feel about it, okay? Any other questions to the petitioner?
Michael, this is your primary residence?
It is.
Okay, so you'll be there when you're not short-term rental?
I have some other properties, but this was my primary one.
So it's not your primary now, it's vacant now?
It's vacant now.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Do you manage any other short-term rental properties right now in Tuscaloosa?
No, I don't.
But in past life you have?
I have,
Okay.
yes.
All right. That's all the questions.
All right, thank you.
No one signed up to speak for or against. Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak for or against this petition? Okay, we'll close public comment and go to board comment.
I have no issues, and I agree that since there was some opposition, and this is his first time managing a short-term rental in Tuscaloosa, that 6 and 3 seems like a good compromise.
I'm supportive of the reduced amount, and I think I would be approving of that.
And with that, I would say talk to your neighbors, and then when you come back for renewal in a year, make sure that they are aware of it, and then you can go to the 8 and 4 once you see how that first, because you're so close, the neighbors are like right there. So I would think, see how it goes the first year, and then when you come back for your renewal, then we can take it back to the 8 and 4.
I have no issues. I'm comfortable with the 6 and 3.
I have no issues also.
Okay. At this time, we'll close board comment, and I'll read the petition. ZBA-97-25, Michael Tinker petitions for a special exception to allow a short-term rental of a property located at 6817 Abbey Trace Drive, zoned SFR-2, Council District 6, voting, 6 adults, 3 vehicles, 30 nights, 1 year, voting?
Yes.
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 Petition is approved. Oh, we are adjourned.